Be me, 28-year-old back-end dev at tech company. Been here 4 years. Keep head down, write clean code, go home. New HR manager shows up 6 months ago. Rachel, 31. Always carrying tote bag with feminist slogans. Nice enough, but everything becomes about systemic issues. Monday morning, grabbing coffee. Phone buzzes. Company-wide email from Rachel. Subject line reads, Important new respectful communication policy. Open it standing by the coffee machine. Highlights hit like a brick. Women's voices not being heard in meetings. Men must be mindful of speaking time. Count to 5 before responding to let women contribute. Do not interject with solutions or corrections. Read it 3 times. Jake walks up. Senior dev. Been here longer than me. You seeing this? Yeah, count to 5. He looks at me like we are in kindergarten. Marcus joins us. Front-end guy. Did Rachel just tell us to shut up in meetings? We stand there in silence. Devin, our systems engineer, walks over. Group therapy session by the coffee maker. Skims his phone. Oh, perfect. Always wanted to be micromanaged based on gender. Lunchtime. 4 of us grab sandwiches outside. Nobody saying much, just chewing and thinking. Jake sets down his sandwich. What if we just follow it exactly? We all look at him. Exactly. She wants us to step back. We step all the way back. Marcus grins slowly. Malicious compliance. Not malicious, Jake says. Just compliance. She wrote the policy. We follow the policy. Could backfire on us. Devin asks how. We are following HR guidelines to the letter. What are they going to do? Write us up for being too respectful. He has a point. I am in. Mandatory training happens Wednesday. Whole company crammed into conference room. Rachel got a PowerPoint ready. Slide 1, creating inclusive communication environment. Slide 2, recognizing masculine communication patterns. Interrupting, providing unsolicited solutions, dominating airtime. Slide 5 has mansplaining on it 8 times. Marcus counting on his phone. Shows me the tally. She plays video of interruption examples. Looks like normal conversations to me. 2 people talking, one jumps in with related point. Apparently, that is a microaggression. Then comes the slide that seals it. New meeting guidelines for male employees. Wait 5 seconds before speaking. Limit responses to 2 minutes. Ask yourself, does this need to be said by me? Amplify women's ideas instead of adding your own. At the end, we sign acknowledgement forms. Jake catches my eye as we file out. We are really doing this. Jake creates Signal Group that night, calls it Compliance Crew. Me, him, Marcus, Devin, plus Tom from Sales and Andrew from Product. First message from Jake. Gentlemen, we follow the policy to the letter. Document everything. I type out rules. Only speak when directly called on. Maximum 2 sentences per response. Never volunteer information. All decisions via email with timestamps. If woman is speaking, count to 10 before responding. End every statement with, does anyone else want to add something? Then, stop talking. Devin types, this is beautiful. Tom says, sales team is so ready. Andrew says, gonna defer to people so hard. Monday morning, week 1. Sprint planning meeting. Rachel running it. Okay, team, let's talk. Q3 roadmap. Thoughts on priorities. Silence. She waits. Anyone? Marcus raises his hand. Literally raises his hand like we are in 3rd grade. Rachel blinks. Yes, Marcus. I think Sarah's point about mobile first was good. Stops talking. Just stops. Does not elaborate. Rachel waits for more. Nothing comes. Okay, anything else? Marcus says, does anyone else want to add something? Then silence. Sarah looks confused. I think we should prioritize the iOS bugs first. Agreed, says Jen, the PM. They look at us. We are just sitting there. Hands folded. Pleasant expressions. Rachel moves on, visibly uncertain. Later she asks me about database architecture. It works, I say. 4-second pause where I look at my watch. Happy to answer specific questions. What does it works mean, Alex? The architecture is functional and scalable. I stop talking. Can you explain the approach? I can. Pause. Would you like me to? She stares at me. Yes, obviously. We are using Postgres with Redis caching. Handles the load. Stop talking. Every answer minimal. Every response a dead end. Jake masters the art of I will defer to female colleague. Week 2, things get interesting. Product planning meeting. 45 minutes to finalize feature specs. Rachel and Jen debate approach for 15 minutes. Talk over each other 3 times. Neither yields. Rachel asks Alex, "What do you think?" Both approaches have merit. Look at my phone count to 10 visibly. Which should we use? I am comfortable with either. Stop talking. She is getting frustrated. We need to make a decision. Jake jumps in. I want to amplify what Jen said about user experience. Stops talking too. Meeting ends, no decision made, nothing resolved. Our inboxes become novels. Every tiny decision gets full email chain, everyone CC'd. Marcus sends email. Hi Rachel, per your question about the login button color. I want to be thoughtful about not dominating this decision. We'll defer to Sarah and Jen's expertise. Please let me know what you both decide, and I will implement, Rachel replies. Marcus, I just need to know if it is technically possible to make it blue. Marcus replies, yes, it is possible. Happy to implement whatever team decides. She stops responding to him after that. 2-week mark. Rachel calls impromptu meeting. Visibly annoyed. I am noticing you guys are not really participating. Jake says we are following the communication policy. We do not want to interrupt or dominate. That is not what I meant. You can still contribute ideas. Marcus says the policy says ask ourselves, does this need to be said by me? We are being thoughtful about that, but you are engineers. We need technical input. Me says we are happy to answer specific questions, just want to make space for others. Devin adds, we do not want any HR complaints about our communication style. Rachel stares at us. We stare back with pleasant expressions. She dismisses us without another word. Lunch hour. 6 of us grab table outside. Jake unwrapping sandwich. She literally could not articulate what we are doing wrong. Marcus grins. Because we are not doing anything wrong. We are being respectful. Tom says Herd QA team is catching on. Mike stopped volunteering opinions in stand-ups. Just waits to be called on now. Devin says it is spreading. Andrew pulls up metrics on phone. Product decisions down 70%. We are just not making decisions anymore. I notice other tables of guys, heads together talking quietly. One glances our way, nods slightly. Word is getting around. How long do we keep this up? Marcus asks. Until something breaks, I say. Policy is policy. 2 days later, something breaks. Signal explodes. Jake says she is mad. Mad. Tom says sales meeting was 90 minutes today. Nothing decided. Said maybe 12 words total. Andrew says product roadmap is officially a disaster. Jen and Rachel argued for an hour about priorities. Me types stay the course, boys. Policy is policy. Week 3, big day. Client presentation. TechFlow Industries. Potential $2 million annual contract. Presenting team. Rachel, who inserted herself as culture representative. Jen, Sarah, and 3 of us who built the system. Morning signal chat. Marcus says, big day boys remember the rules. Jake says, wearing my best, I have nothing to say face. Me says they are going to ask technical questions. Devon says one sentence answers maximum. Presentation starts fine. Jen doing slides. Product looks good. Clients nodding. 20 minutes in their CTO asks, "How does data sync handle conflicts?" Everyone looks at me. I built this entire system. It uses last right wins with vector clocks. Stop talking. Look at Rachel. Count to 10 in my head. Long silence. Client CTO says, "Can you elaborate on implementation?" "Sure." Vector clocks. Timestamp each write. System compares timestamps. Most recent write wins. Stop talking. Glance at watch. What about data loss scenarios? We log all conflicts. Users can review them. Stop talking. Another awkward silence. Client team exchanging glances. Rachel jumps in. What Alex means is we have built a really robust system. Client CTO interrupts. "I would like to hear from the engineer who built it." "Of course, Alex, go ahead. I have explained the core functionality. Happy to answer specific technical questions." Stop talking. Then it gets worse. Sarah starts explaining UX decisions. Jen interrupts to add marketing perspective. Rachel interrupts both to talk about company culture and diversity. Literally, talking over each other. Me, Jake Marcus, sit in silence. Hands folded. Watching like spectators at tennis match. Client CEO holds up hand. She is a woman, ironically. "Can we get back to technical capabilities?" Rachel says absolutely. "Jake, you want to speak to back-end architecture?" Jake says Alex covered main points. "I think Sarah's design work is worth highlighting." Stops talking. Gestures to Sarah like game show host. Sarah says, I was actually hoping to hear about security features." Jen says security is top tier we have. Rachel says we have invested heavily in making sure. Client CTO holds up hand. "Stop. Can one of the engineers walk me through security start to finish?" Marcus says we use OAuth 2.0, AES 256 encryption, role-based access control, stops talking, and key management, industry standard practices. Stops talking. Which are? Marcus looks at Rachel. "I want to make sure I am not dominating this conversation." "Rachel, did you want to add anything?" Client CTO jaw actually drops. Looks at CEO, then back at us. Client CEO says, "I am sorry, are you unable to answer direct technical questions?" Marcus says, "I am able. I am just being mindful of not dominating the conversation." Looks genuinely helpful saying this. Junior client whispers to another. What is happening right now? Rachel tries to recover. Our team is very collaborative. We like to ensure all voices. Client CTO says, "Ma'am, I do not need voices. I need technical specifications. Can someone just tell me how security works? Without this, whatever this is." Jake and I exchange briefest glance. We say nothing. Silence stretches. 10 seconds. 15. Sarah shifts uncomfortably. Jen opens mouth, closes it. Client CTO closes laptop. That is when we know it is over. Rachel's face goes red. Marcus, just answer the question. We rotate keys every 90 days. Use hardware security modules for storage. Stops talking immediately. Client CEO stands up. I think we have seen enough. We will be in touch. They leave 30 minutes early. We just lost a $2 million deal. 1 hour later, emergency meeting. Conference room with Rachel. Her boss, Tom Senior Vice President of Operations. Me, Jake Marcus, plus Jen and Sarah. Tom Senior says, "What the hell happened in there?" Rachel says, "Clients asking specific questions, and our engineers barely said 10 words. He points at us. You know this product inside and out. Why did you not explain it?" Jake pulls out manila folder. Beautiful moment. Inside printed copies of Rachel's policy email, training slides, signed acknowledgement forms. We followed the respectful communication policy. See here, he points to slide. It says, ask yourself, does this need to be said by me? We were being thoughtful about not dominating. Tom Sr. reads the policy. Face goes through several emotions. Rachel, is this real? You told engineers to step back. No, I mean, yes, but not like this. This is malicious compliance. Marcus says, sir, I have email records. When Rachel asked us to participate more, we confirmed we were happy to answer specific questions, which we did. Client asked questions, we answered them. I add we did not interrupt anyone. We made space for colleagues to contribute. Tom Sr. looks at me. Alex, you built 60% of that platform. You gave 3-sentence answers to complex technical questions. I did not want to mansplain. Client is capable of asking follow-up questions if needed. Jake coughs to cover a laugh. Tom Sr. to Rachel. My office now. Under table phone buzzes. Devin asks, how did it go? Marcus says Jake brought printed evidence. Next morning, Rachel sends company-wide email. Subject clarification on communication policy. Some employees may have misunderstood the intent. Goal is not for male employees to disengage from meetings, rather to be mindful of making space for all voices. Men should absolutely continue sharing technical expertise. I expect full participation from all team members. Signal immediately. Jake types, haha. Me types, some employees may have misunderstood. We understood perfectly. Marcus types, so keep doing exactly what we are doing. I send my own email, CC to team. Hi Rachel, thanks for clarification. I want to ensure full compliance. Could you please specify what constitutes full participation versus dominating? How many sentences should male employees limit responses to? Should we continue the 5-second waiting period from training? I want to make sure I am respecting all colleagues' space. Her response, Alex, just use common sense and participate normally. My reply, understood. To confirm, continue following guidelines from original policy training. I have my signed acknowledgement form for reference. She stops responding. Week 4, we take it further. Jake proposes infrastructure upgrade should be back-end team only. All men. Marcus gets approval for front-end redesign with current team. Him plus 2 other guys. I volunteer for overnight database migration. Our email rationale. To ensure respectful communication and avoid policy violations. Engineers most familiar with system should handle independently. Prevents situations where we might overshadow colleagues. Women start complaining. Sarah tells Rachel, guys are not including her in technical planning. Jen says men have formed separate teams. Company metrics tanking. 3 client projects behind schedule. 2 missed deadlines. Q3 roadmap still not finalized. Customer complaints up 40%. Thursday afternoon. Rachel calls me into her office. I need to talk about your communication style. I sit down, hands folded, pleasant expression. You have been minimal in meetings, only working with male engineers. I am following the communication policy, working with engineers who have relevant technical expertise. But you are excluding women. I am not excluding anyone. I am being thoughtful about not dominating conversations. The policy says, ask, does this need to be said by me? For complex technical work, the answer is yes. So, I document in writing to avoid interrupting anyone. That is not, you are twisting the intent. I do not want an HR complaint. Safest way to comply is limit verbal communication. Work independently, when possible. I have signed acknowledgement form. If you want me to communicate differently, I need that in writing. Her face flushes. This is exactly the kind of I am sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. Please continue. I gesture for her to speak. She stares at me. Get out. Thank you for your time. Signal. She is furious. Thursday evening, packing up. Overhear two women from Design by Elevators. Honestly kind of miss when engineers just told us what was possible. Now, it is like pulling teeth. I asked Alex a question yesterday, and he gave one-word answer. One word. Did you try being more specific? I was specific. Asked about database load, and he said manageable. Then just stared at me. They leave, still talking. I text group. Even women who are not Rachel are noticing. Marcus types good. Let them complain to her. That night, company Slack, unusually active. Multiple threads about delayed projects. Communication breakdowns. Missed timelines. Rachel name comes up a lot. Someone from sales posts. Can we just go back to normal meetings? 3 people react with thumbs up. Then message gets deleted. Tension is building. Friday, all hands about Q3 planning. Tom Sr. running it. Engineering team. What is status on mobile app? Me says it is progressing. Alex, I need details. Back end is functional. Front end team can share their timeline. Jake says infrastructure on track. On track for when? Whenever specs are finalized. Looks pointedly at Rachel and Jen. Tom Sr. slams hand on table. Enough. Everyone start talking like adults again. Or I am pulling whole leadership team into reset meeting. Monday morning, week 5. Email from corporate HR. Not Rachel, the actual corporate office. Anonymous complaint filed. Potential hostile work environment. Gender-based discrimination. Respectful communication policy suspended pending review. Signal erupts. Andrew types, I may have forwarded some email chains to corporate. Devin types, legend. Corporate HR interviews each of us. I slide across my folder. The policy. My signed acknowledgement. Rachel emails. My requests for clarification. Metrics showing project delays. And you felt you could not speak normally. I did not want an HR complaint. Policy was clear. I followed it exactly. When I asked for clarification, I did not get clear guidance. Did you feel discriminated against based on gender? Policy explicitly targeted male employees. Created situation where I could not do my job effectively, without risking HR violation. Wednesday, the verdict comes. Investigation concluded. Respectful communication policy permanently discontinued. Site HR manager Rachel placed on performance improvement plan. Implementing discriminatory workplace policies without proper legal review. All employees expected to participate fully in meetings, without gender-based restrictions. Signal. Marcus types, performance improvement plan. Jake types, we actually won. Me types, gentlemen, it has been an honor. That afternoon, sprint planning. Tom Sr. running it. Alex database architecture. I give actual detailed explanation. 5 minutes covering everything. Thank you. Jake infrastructure timeline. Real answer with specifics and dates. Meeting ends in 30 minutes. Decisions made. Everyone talking normally. Friday break room. I am behind vending machine when Rachel walks in with Lisa from accounting. Rachel says, I still do not understand what I did wrong. I was trying to create more inclusive environment. And men just weaponize the policy against me. Lisa says, honestly, Rachel, the meetings were kind of a nightmare. Nobody could get anything done. Things are better now that people can just talk. But women were not being heard before. Were we, though? I have been here 5 years, never had problem speaking up. The policy felt unnecessary. Silence. Lisa leaves. Rachel stands there, then leaves without getting coffee. I wait 10 seconds. Pour my coffee. Head back to desk. Signal final message. Me types just overheard Rachel in break room. Still does not get it. Jake types, some people never learn. Marcus types, not our problem anymore. 2 months later, Rachel is gone. Decided to pursue other opportunities. New HR manager mostly processes paperwork. Stays out of everyone's way. Company metrics back to normal. Q4 targets hit. Every time someone asks me a question now, I give full detailed answers like a normal person. Turns out when you let people communicate naturally, without weird gender rules, things actually work.